George, midway through the Sebring 2014 Sport Aviation Expo, one of the things that we had to pay attention to is the fact that, well, things seem to be going rather smoothly, but the FAA is not involved in directing traffic. How did that happen?
Well, the FAA's done this for the last 3 to 4 years, I believe, at Sebring, and they got their price from the FAA, so they called me and said, "Are you able to do this?" And I have a company that actually does. I do Daniel Field right now. I did Rome, Georgia last year. I've been doing the Masters Golf Tournament for the last 3 years after the FAA did it for 21 years because of price. It's all because of price. And we do a good job. All my controllers are retired FAA controllers. All of them have Sun and Fun and Oshkosh experience. And so Sebring called me and said, "Can you do this?" And I said, "Sure, I can do it." So the only problem was trying to convince them I could do it because they'd never seen a private company come in and do air traffic control. And everybody's kind of leery of us, when we show up. But I think if you go and talk to the powers in charge, that they'll tell you that it's been very smooth, very easy, and I think we've got a lot of compliments from the pilots, and it's just going very, very smooth for us, and we enjoy it.
Well, this is a model to a certain extent that should be seen more and more as time goes on. It's obvious that the FAA has kind of drawn its line in the sand, but you provide not only an alternative, but a community alternative. You're part of this community, so you got a much more business-like approach, much more business-like relationship, and more important than anything else. You guys have seen it all.
Yeah, we have. And in fairness to the FAA, their rules are set because of their work rules. And, we came in with 7 controllers, and we're doing the job just fine, rotating through all positions, as you've seen as you've been up here. But they show up with 23 controllers. Well, if you hire 23 controllers, you got to pay them. You have to pay the backfill overtime that they're going to be using, pay for their travel when they get here, pay for their rooms when they're here. So it's a lot more expensive. Our guys, we bring in 7 guys. We work all day long from 9 to 5, but we rotate through all the positions. And we have another position out here at Lake Jackson. We have 2 people up on the top of a tower working the feeder all the way to the airport. We're all very experienced at what we do, and there's no really training involved with us. We come in, we have a briefing on Wednesday. There's not very much difference between what we do and the FAA does, except for the way we operate and how many people we use. I don't have the union work rules that they do, and I don't have to give somebody a break every 2 hours or a 30-minute uninterrupted lunch break. We work through it. You see our guys eating on position, and that's fine. Every guy here loves what they're doing. That's why we're here.
And as I understand it, your bill's coming in right around half of what the FAA wanted, right?
A little bit less than what the FAA wanted this year, yes, absolutely. So it's cheaper for them in all aspects. We're here for one reason, and that's to support aviation. Our guys are not going to be ill with a pilot. They may get on somebody and say, "You need to listen up a little bit better," or something to that effect. But we're not here to chew anybody out, and we're here to educate them if they do something wrong. We had a guy here who did something wrong earlier today. What we did was brought him up here in the tower and explained to him what he did, and he went, "I never thought about it that way. He'll never do it again." But we didn't have to chew him out. We didn't have to write him up. We didn't have to file something on it. We just talked to him.
You know that Lakeland and Oshkosh are going to have to deal with the monster bills this year.
Yes.
Is this something where, if the FAA were willing, could you step in and replace them?
I mean, legally, they cannot stop it. I've already looked at that. I'm entitled to the same benefits that the FAA has. I just have to jump through the same hoops to get those benefits. They don't own the tower at Sun and Fun. It's a contract tower. They don't own the tower at Oshkosh. It's a contract tower. But they do provide the equipment in that tower. Now, they may could say you can't use that equipment, but I think if enough pressure was put on them, they would say, for safety, you can use that equipment. Now, I could put a group together right now within the next couple hours to do Oshkosh. That's not the issue. The issue is getting the paperwork in, requesting the waivers, making sure we have the right equipment, making sure we can provide the services that they want. We would not show up there with 70 or 80 controllers. It would be 25 to 30 controllers. We'd do the same thing. It would be seamless. This right here, nobody knows that the FAA is not doing it. It's seamless.
One of the things that you bring to this is you've got a tremendous amount of air show experience, so that native expertise at a place like this, invaluable.
Yeah, myself and Kevin Sullivan, who also works with me at AIRBOSS Inc., we do air shows 30 to 35 a year. And we've been doing this for 20, 25 years. I mean, this is just second nature to what we do. It's just easy. We can walk right into any tower and put on any show and do any tower within a day's notice, actually, except for the big ones like Oshkosh and Sun and Fun, where you got to get the waivers. I do fly-ins for the state of North Carolina. I do temporary towers for other small airports at air shows. Easy to do.
George, thanks so much for your time and continued good luck. And more important, thanks for a nice job.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Aero-TV is brought to you by Explore no-limits flying in the newly FAA-certified Sea Ray Elite Amphibious LSA. Progressive Aerodyne Sea Ray Elite with a Rotax 914 turbocharged engine is equally at home on the ground, in the air, or on the water. Check it out at www.searay.com.